guys, we made it. I think we were at this exact same table about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I was first testing out my sand car. And this time I double balled it, went 200 miles, went to visit some friends at a lake, and it was they had a four-wheel drive. There was no way I was going to try to drag all this back there. So I unhitched the tub buggy and went back in and said hello and checked out the road and so forth. Starting to sprinkle. Got myself a brand new camera. Haven't been posting videos for a while. Some of you might remember when I was mounting that door, it took a bad hit. So, how rude to be chewing on an apple and making a video. I'm hungry. It's been so hot. It was 101 in town. And I come up here and it's 85, which is still hot. But at least there's a little overcast and it's trying to sprinkle a little bit. This is called the North Hills. North Sand Hills. So I'm gonna see how horrible this heavy car does with these tires aired up, and see if I can find a better campsite up in those trees up there. I got the beach buggy. I'm looking for the water. But for today, these are those Harbor Freight magnetic taillights, LED. Boy, do these things work good. It's like 35 bucks, man. It sure eliminates a lot of hassle. So yeah, windows are closed up. We're not the only ones up here. There's some campers up there in the trees, so we're gonna go check it out. There's where we're at now. I'm up on this hill, and you know, 6 one, half dozen the other. We're looking south, so none of the available sites here are really going to be shaded. I don't know if it's worth risking getting stuck. We used to go up here by the power line. That was a good spot, but I had a different truck. This was the place to congregate 30 years ago. Oh, we had some good times. Doing pretty good in this soft stuff. Here's what I like about the sand. You look behind us, there's no cloud of dust. It just picks the sand up and it falls back down. And don't take long for your shocks to quit working when you get in those whoops. These are just street shocks. A little less wind, but that wind might feel cool and nice this evening. Keeps the mosquitoes away. Okay, so put the paddle tires on. The car did pretty good. with these. I'm impressed. But I'm gonna go on the open dunes, the bigger dunes. We did some little side trails, and yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work out with the dog, but we're just not gonna get crazy. We're just gonna have some fun. Check this thing out. First gear, and the carburetors aren't happy. That was good. Got a plug valve. Oh, can't steer. Yeah. Whew. And that was not good. Whew. Luckily, I was able to back out of it, but that's the problem with coming up here alone. Yeah. Heavy car. I'm going back to the truck. I'm chickening out. Something rubbing. It ain't happy. So you hear a new noise, you stop and you check it out. That's the rule. Yeah, either I got a wheel rubbing or, gee, I just put them on. They shouldn't be coming loose. Something's going on. Wants to roll. Hear it? Rub, rub, rub. Yeah, you take a chance when you come to these kind of places alone. Come on. All right. And this tire's already low. Yeah. Oh, I see something. This is my emergency brake cable. That's loose. I'll tell you from experience, these the sand, if you got any weak points in your car, the sand will definitely highlight it. Oh well, wanted to know, now I know. What do you think? Okay, just what I thought. Here's the witness mark. Luckily, that's not too serious, all things considered, since I didn't continue running it. Now, if you know anything about impy, you can see that this has been ground down to clearance these wheels. I still don't know why this emergency brake cable seems to have come disconnected between the seats. I don't often use emergency brake, but as I recall, these are 14mm holes for the disc brakes that I had on my sandrail, and these are 12mm. So there may have been just a slight, just enough to throw that off, and that's why I was hitting. Because you have to use these washers, and then you have to use the type of nut that fits these washers. It's mandatory with these Douglas aluminum wheels. These are the wheels, the lug nuts, 12mm ball end, and those are centerline wheels that they're much thicker. They're DOT, and they have a different bevel, so you have to use the right stuff or you run into issues. Well, it's too bad, but we made it back to camp, and what can I say? This test is done. I almost brought the other paddles, but I didn't, because I have some desert track tires, and rather than put some tire sealer in here, I just wanted to try these dry one last time and see how the tires did. That's a real low paddle, and it's stagger cut, and you can see by the size of it, it weighs very little, and that's what you want on the sand. The engine started misfiring. I had it in reverse, was throwing sand all over the place. Yeah, well, that's what happens. Off-road is way more severe than just putting around on the street all the time. So now I know. Actually, with these, whatever you want to call them, not snow tires, but off-road type, mud and snow, did pretty good. So I guess I'll just put those on. Set the camera here so you can watch. These are a lot heavier. They're smaller, but they're definitely heavier. And since I don't have a trailer, and I'm towing this on the ground, I don't want to take any chances whatsoever. But satisfied my curiosity. Now these don't have the washers, those flat washers to spread out, because these are forged aluminum, heavier wheels. Centerline's out of business now. They did not sell out to anybody else. They're no longer available new, unless you can get some new old stock. And I'm glad that I got these when I did. They certainly weren't cheap, but I liked them, and they worked for me. And now, where's that other socket? Oh, that's the one I just took off. These are 6-inch rims. Those rims I just took off are 12-inch. No more rub. How about that? Whew. Now I'll do the other side. And call it an evening. This side's a little better, but see how soft that tire is? That can get you too. Like I said, I did not want to put the sealer in the tire. It takes quite a lot, and these tires are pretty gone. And if you lose air out there on the dunes, it's really easy to pop the bead, and oh my gosh, that is not fun trying to reseat the bead. Usually we use starting fluid, and with a wind like we've got right now, that makes it really hard to get it to pop and to get the right mix of air and ether in that tire. I've seen guys do it. I'm not very good at it. I think I've only done it successfully once. A buddy of mine, Kurt, oh man, he was a wizard at it. But he did it so much. He lost his speed so many times. It was screwing up the tire and the rim as well. This one's got some little scratches in here too, so once I got to hammering on it, I think that 2 millimeters of slop in the bolt holes, something shifted and it got off center. It probably wasn't on center when I mounted it. And as you'll recall, as I went down the road, I said, man, this sounds weird. That's what it was that I was hearing right from the get-go. Yeah, this experiment was doomed right from this very start. I'm glad I did not, I'm glad I was cautious. And I found out something too, once I got up there in that soft stand. That's where you use a cutter brake. When I got into that fence, I hope I got that on film, but that's when you need a cutter brakes to help you steer, because the sand was just pulling me right into that fence and I had to stop, and then I was stuck, and so I had to put it in reverse and hammer the heck out of it and I was lucky to be able to back up, and it was downhill. That's why I chose that particular path. We'll have to come up here in a couple of weeks with my other car, with my sand car. And where'd my dog go? She's been running around here. There's nobody else around. Now I can't whistle. My lips are... Uh-oh. Man. Hey! NASA! Hey! Last time she was down that way. Doggone it. NASA! She probably says that crazy, but there she is. There she is. Come! Come here. Come on. Come on. People throw stuff in the fire pits, you know, food and stuff. I'm hoping she doesn't get into something. Come! Come on. Come on, baby. Good girl. Come on. It's getting too late in the day. I'm running out of gas. I'll put her on the leash here. Come on. Come on, baby. Ah. Hey, whoa. No mystery here. Just got to take it off the hitch, which is easiest. These tow bars work pretty good. You'll have to probably, most likely, take your sway bar off. And you'll probably have to pull a grease zerk out. I've had this. Matter of fact, this is what, when I got my first sand car, this is how I got it home. It was included with the car. Just a little clip. I put mine to the back. I'm sure different people do it different ways. And then I just point it for the ball. Make sure your car's neutral. Definitely want to make sure it's in neutral, but when you're towing it, if you got it in gear, you'd have oil pressure, but I use 2 chains. I'll just wrap them around the axle and then bolt them, and then put them on the hitch. I got 200 miles I just did. No issues, unless I got above 50 miles an hour. The single axle trailer is kind of weak. I was thinking of making a panhard bar if I continue doing this, but that's the kind of, you get a wag with 4 wheels on the ground like that. I'm thinking about making a T-trailer, but you know, whew, the older I get and finding someone with a similar interest, you know, it's too hard to do it alone. So thanks for coming along. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out.